I know that we're excited. I feel as though, D-Mac, we're shortchanging this Lions game this weekend. I think the fans around town here, I don't think we fully comprehend what could happen.
What's at stake?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. What's at stake? And it's not, they're going to win the division. That's a foregone conclusion. However, they could do it this weekend with a win. And D-Mac, look, they haven't won the division. They haven't won a division title in 30 years.
They've never won the North.
They have never won the NFC North. You know, when it started in the 90s. Like, D-Mac, do we grasp what's going on here?
No, but it goes back to being 9-4 for the first time 10 years before I was born. And I'm 51, right? Which is the reality. So I don't... We're learning as Lions fans how to act like a winner, right? And it's ebbs and flows throughout the year. I mean, we talk about it all the time. You look at every game inside a vacuum, you're up and down emotionally. That's just the way it is, but they're finding a way to finish it out. You said this, you made this statement when they were two or three games up that this, you know,
it was over.
It's over. It's our division. Now, this is a great way, right? And it's not like you're going on the road to the other conference or the other division or whatever. You're doing it inside. You can lay your nuts, so to speak, on the table in Minnesota's barn, which, again, you're going to have to play them next year and the year after and the year after, but it's to set this precedence with this new regime. I don't think we maybe understand fully, and as I'm thinking, as I'm talking, is what Sheila, Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, because that is really why the culture has changed. You're going to win this division, which you haven't won since it's been implemented. That's crazy, Neil. Anybody realize that?
No, I don't think anybody does. I don't think anybody realizes what could happen. Spenny, are you aware of what's going on? You know what are you feeling it, though?
I'm feeling it, Mr. Krabs. I'm feeling it. I think it's going to be... it is going to be a historic season for the Lions. Like you said, they're already at 10 wins, which I haven't seen in a long, long time. They're going to win the NFC North, which they never had.
The first time
before.
in your life,
Yeah.
Spencer. The first time in your life.
They're going to host a playoff game for the first time in my life.
I didn't have a driver. I was a kid the last time they hosted a playoff game. A little kid. Mm-hmm. I was there with my dad, thinking, man, going back home and rewatching the tape of the game that I recorded on the VCR and hearing Pat Summerall, who's dead now, say, you're going to see a lot from these two teams over the next decade.
Yeah.
And he was half right. I don't want to say like I'm getting giddy about this, but I don't think that it's resonating properly with people. And on the woodwardsports.com chat thread, and this remark, I think kind of encapsulates it. Chuck Brewer, Neil, but Tampa Bay has won the NFC North. They did. Tampa Bay has won the NFC North more than the Lions have. And they're not even in the division anymore. And I want to pull this up, and I'm sad that I let this one slide. It was basically talking to the Minnesota Vikings. Oh, here it is, Rusty Shackelford. Vikings defense blitzes very well. This game isn't going to be easy. And Rusty, that seems to be our default. And we've done this really all season long, where we had that time where we got out in front of our skis for a minute, then the world was falling apart, then we didn't know what to do, so we defaulted to the Jared Goff argument, and then the subset of the Jared Goff argument is the Aiden Hutchinson discussion. Then you spin back to the offensive line, and then Laporta should be Rookie of the Year. And through all of this, guys, we haven't talked about the fact that this football team is about to win the division for the first time in 30 years, man. And D-Mac, I've been thinking about this a lot over the last 2 days, as a matter of fact, because I was in the Silverdome with my dad when they won that playoff game, that last home playoff game that they had. And I'm thinking about 30 years.
Bro. That's crazy.
30 years, D-Mac.
That's crazy.
30 years.
Hey, I started in 93.
You were in juniors at the time.
I started with the Wings 93,
Yeah.
drafted in 92.
You weren't even drafted yet.
I know. I was lighting up the O. Player of the Year.
Absolutely.
Kurt Walpe had 50 his last year junior. D-Mac had 55.
Right.
But anyways, we digress.
Like, I don't think are we grasping that, dude?
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't think we are. Looking at the chat thread right now. And, like, Rusty, like, you talk about, like, this game won't be easy. Remember when we were told that, the Vikings or the Packers are going to run the Lions down in the division? The Vikings are 1-3 in their last four.
Well, here's the thing.
Rusty, they're winning this football game this weekend.
When you say that, that's PTSD of the past.
We gotta let it go.
Of how we would falter, right? Where prosperity, or you start 6-2 and then you shit the bed on the way out, right? We've sort of been here before, and people are waiting for the other shoe to fall. But what does this team do? This team doesn't listen. They go out and they win the games, that they're supposed to win. I mean, to me, Neil, you know what the light bulb moment was? When everybody was losing their mind that they were 9-4, and they hadn't been there in 60 years, right? Come on, man! Like, you got to give these guys this opportunity. What I love about going into Minnesota, not only you're playing in your division, which you can take the title on somebody in your division's floor, show them what's coming next. Right? That's the best part, but you can get it done with a couple games left in the season. We don't know what the injuries are. We just saw that C.J. Gardner-Johnson got activated. We got other guys. I'm sure I would rather see Frank Ragnow have the opportunity to get some more rest into that playoff game. It gives you options that you don't have to grind. You clinch this division, and we can focus on what this Dallas game means, right? Where you can sort of go about it a little bit differently. That's why the imperativeness to get it done now. We mentioned earlier with the Wings about banking those points early. This is, if this team is this legit team, right? They play well on the road. They're in a dome. Minnesota without Kirk Cousins has sort of come back, to life. So I'm all here for it, and we all should be excited. And I think that the way that we came out and beat Denver at home, after everybody was a little worried being 9-4, what's going to happen? This team is different, Neil. Can you not? Different than what we've seen in the last 30 years.
Steve Lehman says, Neil, the last two division games didn't look too good. Steve, they just put 42 up on the Broncos, man. Scored 5 touchdowns in a row. Guys, come on, man. Like, get in with this. So the Vikings stink. They stink.
So what the Lions did is what we were talking about the Red Wings need to do.
Yes.
On a different scale. Just find a way to, and that's what the Lions have done this year, right? Is that when they've needed a win, whether at the road or at home, right? They've lost. If you look at it, there's never a great loss in the league, but when they've lost, it's been sort of the right time for them, right? Like, good teams, we talk about this all the time. You look at the best teams in the league have all had 3-game losing streaks. We haven't. Mm-hmm. Does that count for anything? Does it count for anything?
Well, that depends on your narrative, D-Mac.
Okay. I'll PF,
it's like Pro Football Focus. You got to PFF it.
No, I just think that, and then so with what they did with Denver, they learned from what they didn't do in the division. And yeah, I'd rather play Minnesota than Green Bay right now.
I don't care.
I don't care. I really don't care
about either.
But I'm
teams.
confident because of the way we play on the road, because of what's at stake, because of the focus I know this team's going to have, right? Like, they know what's the stakes at hand. They can't. What do you think they're talking about? We could do something that hasn't been done in 30 years, right? Changing the narrative. They know exactly what's at stake. And I don't think that makes them nervous, right? I don't think that I think they're going to engage, and especially because they're on the road. Because why? To me, they're one of the better road teams in the NFL.
Yes, they are. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Jump into there. Get your thoughts out there as well. And it's funny because everybody's kind of dropping in there what was going on that year. Michael Jordan won his first NBA championship.
Wow.
George Bush Sr. was president. Necessary Roughness, the movie, had just come out, man. Like, some of this stuff is wild. Yes, where she was the kicker. Yeah. Some of this stuff is wild that you guys are coming up with right now. But it just goes to show you. I don't think we grasp what I'm telling you guys this. I'm not saying I'm going to cry, but I'll feel it. Spenny,
Well, when they win the division?
when they win this weekend, I'm going to feel it.
Yeah. It's going to mean a lot, for sure.
NFC North champions.
For the first time ever.
11 months ago. Trey Flowers, Jamie Collins, Jelani Tavai, $19 million on your cap, and they didn't even play. Mm-hmm. That is incredible. Incredible. Jelani Tavai to the division title in 11 months. We lost sight of that, didn't we, Spenny?
Yeah.
Here's a good point. I like this. Question for you guys. Where did it go? Just had, if they do win, will you get Lions division, NFC division championship gear?
This one I will.
I will get this one too. This is special. We
this
don't
one I will.
celebrate. Listen, I won't get it for the Red Wings or whatever like this to whatever, but for the Lions, because it hasn't happened before I started my NHL career, and I've been retired since 09. I started in 93. Shit, sure, yes. I'm wearing the NFC Division Championship jersey. I just wonder if people will get in. Is this one more special?
Yes.
100%.
Absolutely. Steve O'Baby. So, Neil, if the Lions don't win, how angry are you going to be?
I might just put North Division villains.
Steve O'Baby. So, Neil, if the Lions don't win, how angry are you going to be? I won't be angry because the division's over. It's a wrap.
Guys, let's go Red Wings party about a great fact. Maz was 55 back then.
Yeah.
Think about it, too.
Think about it.
Somebody also said, Neil, you only had one furnace the last time.
That is true.
We done came
I don't
up.
even think you had a furnace. I think you were at the kerosene.
We had a broiler.
The broiler.
the broiler plates down on there.